Here we have the Japanese umbrella pine, Sciadopitys verticillata, a fantastically slow-growing conifer that is in its own family, a prehistoric conifer, and very unique among conifers in that these green things are not needles, but rather modified stems. So pretty interesting, and also pretty adaptable. But the problem is the growing habit is not ideal. Check this out. Aha! I already trimmed a major part of this tree. Look at the size of this. And considering the slow growth rate, this represents a lot of wasted energy. Something I should have done a long time ago is trim off that side branch there to the right. There's another look at that same place. I made a major trim. The tree still looks okay after taking off that much of the foliage. Hold on, let me rotate. Okay, easier to see from this angle. It's a little lopsided because that major secondary trunk was on the back side here, but I think it will even out over time, and hopefully removing that giant secondary branch there, secondary trunk, will allow all of the tree's energy to go into maximum vertical growth and thickening of the main trunk. So let's look at the other Japanese umbrella pines that I have and see if they need some corrective pruning as well. Here's the second oldest one in my collection, and I think it suffers from the same problem, which is multiple leaders, multiple trunks. And let's get down here and take a look. So yeah, pretty big problem actually. You can see there's one main trunk in the middle and another secondary trunk on the right there that's pretty small, and then another trunk on the left that is very significant, almost as big as the main trunk. So I'm going to have to decide which one is the best one to keep. This nice foliage here at the top comes from the secondary trunk that was branching to the left there. Okay, I went ahead and removed the right branching trunk over here. Let's see what that does to the shape. Okay, that was not too significant. Looks about the same. This lower growth side over here is a part of the main trunk. Okay, if I were to remove all of this back trunk here, I think I would only be left with this here and this here at the back. Okay, here's another data point to consider. That left side trunk actually has a pretty significant branching right here midway up, so that's going to have to go as well. And this is just a tangle of alternate trunks and branches. This is what I hate about the Japanese umbrella pine. It does not have very good apical dominance, and it's really hard to pick the right one to remove. Okay, I decided to get the loppers here and make a major cut. Let's see what you think. Oh, this thing is so tangled together. Wow. There was no way I could bring myself to remove the tallest and strongest branch here, especially because this front branch seemed to have some growing problems with the trunk there that I think caused the umbrella pine to redirect its growth energy to that alternate trunk. You can see the growth rings there. Let's take a look here at the age of this tree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8. I mean, a tree that's only 2 feet tall, 7 or 8 years old, gives you an idea of how incredibly slow growing the umbrella pine is. And this is what I'm left with at the bottom after making that major cut, and I'm still really not satisfied because this branch on the right is also an alternate trunk that goes all the way up to the apex of the tree. So I'm going to take a look from this angle. You can see it still looks like it has multiple trunks, so I'm going to trim some on that left side now. Okay, it looks a lot better now. A lot more apical dominance. There's the obvious new main leader now. One single trunk. I really should have done some pruning a long time ago, and this side branch here, I still left a little bit of it just to be sure, just in case. I don't know if it'll need to branch out there for some reason, or if something happens to the main leader, just to have a backup, but I think it looks a lot better now. Let's go check the last one. Here's the last one, and it was actually the first one that I planted, and it's still about the same size as the others, although this one gets a little bit less sunlight than the other two. Now looking at the trunk, we can see there's one small alternate branch off to the left there that needs to go away, and there's a pretty significant branch on the right here, but not really worried about that. I think it's pretty obvious those need to go, so I'll do that now. Okay, those cuts have been made on the left, and there was actually 2 on the right. And looking at the rest of the tree, it's pretty normal. The way this tree grows is the branches almost grow straight up. It's almost a faceted growth or columnar growth pattern when it's young. But then when you look at the older pictures of older specimens online, it's a normal conical conifer. But I am worried about this branch here being the tallest when that is actually this side branch. So I'm probably going to prune that in the middle here and maybe make a few more shaping prunes just to make it really obvious where the main leader is going to be, and that's going to be in the middle somewhere here. So I'll make those cuts now and then show you the result. Okay, I ended up removing this much more material, and here's the final result. I think it looks a lot more columnar and a lot less like a bush and more like a small conifer, or a lot more conical now. And you can see there's an obvious main leader. This is the apex right there, and hopefully now that I have removed a lot of alternate trunks and side branches, there can be a lot more energy going into this main trunk and the main branches pushing upward. And let's see if that actually improves the growth speed or if it just slows it down more. We'll find out. But definitely the Japanese umbrella pine is a cool conifer. Definitely prehistoric, interesting, but slow growing and potentially high maintenance if you want it to grow and look like a normal tree and not a giant bush. I will point out though that this has survived multiple periods of extreme cold and sun, heat, humidity, everything. So very durable, and I haven't had any problems with this species, so I recommend it.